Okay, so now that you know how to browse through artwork, find a collection of artwork, whether it be just under the Create tab, and you found an art collection that you love. Look at how adorable this guy is. And you'll notice, look, it's shuffling. Every time I come back here, it's still the same session that I was in before, but every time I shuffle this, it's kicking back different images at the top. So this is kind of a fun one. This one has 21 photos. It's a nice diverse art pack. Love it. So I'm going to view all of these. So this is the artist. You can follow the artist. You can heart the collection. These are loading. Well, more loading. So I found my art pack. I want to talk about friends. That's what I'm going to write about. I'm going to do the October writing, or November writing challenge. So find an art. Oh my gosh, I'm just rambling. Find an art pack that you want to do, or use a search term and get results that you want to use. And you're going to say, use this art. So if you did an art pack, it'll be inside the art pack. You're going to say, use this art. If you did a search tag, be right at the top there, use this art after it filters your results. So you say, use this art. You choose what you want to create. So I'm going to create a picture book. So when I create a picture book, it's going to load the editor. And this is what the editor looks like once it loads. It's pretty awesome. And this is what I mean about making sure that you pick an art pack that has enough photos. So I picked an art pack that has, what did it have? Like 21 photos in it. Feels like it only loaded like 17 of the 21. But if the larger the art pack, the more options you have. Now that also could be overwhelming. So this is what it looks like. Along the bottom is your page sorter. You add or remove pages, remove page, add page. So you add your pages like this. It automatically starts you on page 1. And this is what I usually tell students when I'm working out. We're going to start writing first and get our content. And then we will design our cover. In the first time that you create the book, in order to save and exit, because you're moving on or you're taking time, to come back to it tomorrow, you have to do the cover. So I'll show you that in a second. But so that's pretty much it. You can toggle this bar down by clicking the toggle. Oh, there's the rest of them. So you see it's nice to toggle it down. There's the rest of my images. And so you just drag and drop your images. So if I'm going to write about, so I'm going to start my story with, there was once a little girl. So, and you'll see as I'm dragging around, this is a portrait picture. So because of the layout of the picture, these are the options that I get, right? I can have like a small picture on the side and then a writing space on the right. I could have it a little bit bigger with a smaller writing space. But if I chose like a full screen picture like this, a big one, I could do a full screen page and think of it like a flip book. So just like in picture books, you could have full screen pages and then the next page has writing. So you have options with how you arrange these on your page. These big landscape ones, you can do top or bottom like this and then get writing in the top like this. And so that's pretty much it. If you want to swap out a picture, or you don't want a picture to be on there, you just drag it in like this. Or let's say I had this one full screen like I did, but now I decided I don't want it to be full screen. If I just drag it in again, I can get it to go something other than full screen. So there, you can't actually like move the picture once you get it out. The move is to move to the whiteboard space on the left and the right where your pictures could be hiding. And that's pretty much it. So you just click in here and you start typing. And the nice thing about this particular tool is there's no font options. There's no color font options. It's not about formatting the book or the text. It's about the content of the book. So students are just working on their actual story and focusing on how they want to illustrate that beautiful story that they're writing. I can add pages in between by just clicking and navigating. So if I want to add them in between, so you'll see this, you see how I put 2 and 3 together. So if I were to print this, that would be a page that you could have a full screen photo on, and then have writing on another page. So you could do that. If you don't want this and now you just wanted writing on it, you'd have to minus it out, say okay, and then add a new page so that you can just have writing on it like this. So that's, I mean, pretty much it. You can drag and drop your page order like this, and just clicking and dragging and dropping them, and it will automatically rearrange how your pages go. Pretty complicated, right? I love it. So under the options tab, you can invite a collaborator. I thought this was a pro feature, but maybe I'm wrong. So this is kind of fun because you could actually write with somebody in your class, which is cool. I'm going to hit cancel on that. So you could have tag teams of writers. And here's my story from today. So if I click on it, it'll take me back without me having to save and exit. So it does save automatically. So when I'm ready to be done for the day, you want to make sure that they hit save, it's saved. And so once it says it's saved, you could just X out. You could have students leave and without having to worry about doing their cover. They really should do their cover last, I think. But you could also just have them select a cover and then like hold a place, just give it a title placeholder or something. So you could do that as well. And then you can actually save and exit. But that's pretty much it, and that's how complicated it is. So when you actually do the save and exit, it's going to say you're finished, publish it. So you just always want to say, I'm not done yet. You're still editing, and then you could go to dashboard. But you saw that when you were in there that it's automatically saving for you. And so it's not necessary to even do that. You could just have students exit out as long as they hit the save button. Just X out and move on. So that is a picture book. I'm going to go back to create. I'll just show you a long form book. I'm not sure how many of you guys will use long form books, but this art collection, let's see what this one looks like. So this is Leslie Vamos, the artist, and this one has 23 pictures. They're super cute. I could view all of them. I'm just going to say use this art, and this time I'm going to do, I'm actually going to do a poem for this one. The long form book is exactly what it is. It's more pages for writing and less images, but we'll go to that. But I'm going to do a poem because I really like this artwork. So I'm going to pull this one up. And this is what a poem looks like. Super easy to do. So you can use the words that are here. You can move words around and see like the words that are going on. You can hit this refresh over here, which will refresh the artwork or refresh the words. And you can also have word lists, and you can create those as a teacher, give them words that you want them to write their poem with, which is pretty cool. You can change the colors of the words. Looks like kind of like refrigerator poetry. Is that what it is? And then you have a little menu over here, publish or exit. So I'm just going to drag a few over. And then I'm good, and I could just exit. I'm actually going to say refresh words and get a different word list. And now look at those words. Now I can definitely write a poem. Mwahaha. So we'll talk about making word lists. Did you see how it yelled at me? You actually have to make sure that you get the word all the way over to the screen. I'm on a touch screen, so it's easier to actually just drag like this. So once I'm good, I hit the menu and I hit exit. And because it's poetry, it wants you to publish your poem. So you're going to say publish when you're done. So I'm going to keep mine private because it's terrible. And then you would get this. This is for school, and you would have options. If you were assigning it to a challenge, you could do it for a challenge, but you also get a link. You could share it out, which is pretty cool. Or if you're somebody who's using Google Classroom, you could share it there. Another reason to use it. How great. So I'm just going to hit continue just so that it publishes on my area. Okay, so now under me in my shelf, you'll see here under poetry, I actually have one, and it's terrible. So that's poetry. I'm going to show you one more, and then we'll talk about getting the word lists and making assignments. So I'm going to say use this art, and then this one I'm going to do a long form book. And this is what a long form book looks like. Book title, start writing here, and then once you start writing, it just goes. And then insert, you can do dividers, and then you get new sections. And then you get more stuff. So now you can do some artwork. You want to insert some artwork, and then you can swap out the image, right? X out the image, not have the artwork. You could also just drag and replace. And then you can write. I actually really like the look of the long form. To be honest, I've never made a long form book using Storybird. This art pack that I selected, BT Dobbs, was sweet. So this is a good art pack. And I do this all the time. Like I'll find an art pack and then I'll be like, that was a great art pack. I should share that art pack out. So that's it. Pretty crazy. So again, this one's saved. So I could just go back. And I don't love this, that there isn't like home buttons or anything. This is the art pack here, Stone Puzzle 2. This is the artist. So I'm going to favorite this art pack, hearted. I'm also going to follow him. And so now under me, under your stuff, you're going to see this. I'm following. He's going to be down here. Load in some more. And then under the hearted, you'll see, here it is, my artwork. So if I wanted to actually use artwork with students, you know, if I heart it, then it's easily accessible for me to be able to pull back up. So definitely awesome to use that. And the following, I'm sorry, it's just not loading at the bottom. But those are super helpful tools. Okay, so that is, I mean, as crazy complicated as it gets to make a picture book, a long form book, or a poem. I will come back and show you how to create a class, how to get your students in your class, because I think there's obviously a very big benefit for that. As a teacher, you'll actually be able to see all your students writing as they're working through it. And then I'll also show you how to create accounts. If you are someone who doesn't normally sign into Google accounts with students, this is the best option for you. All right, so I'll see you soon.